Hello everybody, welcome back for another video. Hope you're all doing well and that you're all having a fantastic day. Without further ado, let's jump right into it. Recently, Omni, a renting service in the San Francisco Bay Area and Portland, announced that they would be utilizing XRP as a method for users to cash out of their earnings. Users can either choose to cash out in USD or XRP as they choose. Notably, the startup raised around $25 million in capital from Ripple Labs, along with other investors. They're also partnered with the company using the Spring initiative. The Omni services also marks the first time that XRP users can obtain the coin from outside of an exchange platform. It says Ripple is also making strides in pushing its xRapid product, a cross-border payments incentive to cut down costs and increase settlement speed. This was announced during Ripple's Swell conference with three partners. They were Qualix, IDT, and Mercury FX. One of them said, with Ripple, we can source liquidity through XRP and complete the cross-border payment in seconds. Now the fintech company has added another customer under its belt to use xRapid. The institution is called Via Americas, a cross-border payment service which is set to use Ripple, I assume they mean XRP, to cut down payment fees by up to 70%. Paul Dwyer, the co-founder and CEO of Via Americas, stated, "We believe that digital assets like XRP will play a key role in the future of cross-border payments, helping to safely address some of the structural inefficiencies of legacy settlement infrastructure," end quote. I assume, or rather, first off, this is Via Americas. I was trying to see if they were, not even joking, to see if they were a real company. A lot of times I read through news and I make sure to actually see if the website is actually real. There's been a lot of other cryptocurrencies who have claimed partnerships, or there was news about that they had a partnership, so that thing was going to something, so blah, blah, so-and-so. And it turns out that they were not actually even real. So it's always important to do your due diligence. But yes, they are real. It seems like, I wonder the exact number of partners that Ripple has for xRapid. We had news and indications, or rather Brad Garling has said that dozens of banks by the end of 2019 would be using it, but it seems like what they're doing right now is that a number of like smaller money transfer services are being the first people to be rolled out. I was reading something online about a week or so ago, and they were talking about that they think that the plan for Ripple, the company, what they plan on doing is making sure that xRapid actually works. A lot of people assumed that when they activated xRapid that thousands of companies would jump onto it at exactly one time. Even if it has been tested in the past, what seems to need to happen is that you have people who are maybe just sending 10, 5, 15 million every single day through their networks, then using XRP to be able to make sure that should any major bank actually decide to start using XRP/xRapid, that the network does not break. So this seems to be why, I mean, as of now, we have 4 partners for xRapid, which is good. Little small golf clap. But I assume as time goes on, by the time, let's say when we hit like 10 to 15 smaller partnerships with xRapid, this is when I assume that they'll start to try and put some like bigger players in there, because a lot of this, not the future of Ripple, but like the future in the trust of XRP being used heavily relies on xRapid actually succeeding, and you don't want to, throw a brick at a bird. I should have said that differently. You don't want to throw something at something that's really small, like something heavy that can't really support the weight. So I guess they're trying to see exactly how much pressure the network could take so that it doesn't buckle under larger institutions. I guess that's what I have to say. Anyway, let's move on. Next up, new reports from China indicate that the country's first cryptocurrency exchange, previously known as BTC China, plans to expand their services to Korea. The report claims the move is scheduled for the 31st of October. BTCC is a very old exchange, which was launched as far back as 2011. I'm pretty sure I may have used BTCC at one point, because they were one of the very few places that we actually had. Since then, it grew to be one of the largest cryptocurrency exchanges around the world. Its trading volume continued to grow until China's government decided to ban ICOs and crypto trading. As expected, such a decision has significant consequences on Chinese crypto markets, and BTCC was forced to close shop in September of 2017. However, this did not mark the end of this exchange, as it relocated to Hong Kong and reopened its services in January of 2018. Now, 10 months later, the exchange announced the opening of a new office located in Korea. Reports also indicate that this branch of the exchange is to be helmed by Lee Jae-byum. Additionally, BTCC Korea's services are expected to start later this month. While this will only include beta services, the real official debut is expected to arrive soon after that, likely at some point in November 2018. There goes that November time frame once again. I don't know why everyone is coordinating the exact same time. I guess everybody is trying to hope to see that the market is going to go up and that they can potentially have a chance to make the hype money that's going to happen. Lee commented on the situation by saying that digital currency exchanges are facing a turning point at the moment. Korea is the best place for BTCC to present and implement a new strategy, as well as its new vision of what a crypto exchange should look like. I'm actually pretty excited for this. This isn't making a lot of news. I think a lot of people who are doing the news for crypto, who are into the cryptocurrency space right now, are probably only have been around for maybe 2.5, 3 years. This was a major player in the cryptocurrency space. So the fact that they will be coming back gives me a little bit of hope. I'm actually crossing my fingers that we could see some significant movement because of this. We still have information from China, or rather it was noted that in China a couple of days ago that there are still people who are trying to get around the cryptocurrency ban by like holding certain coins or like holding stable coins and all these other really weird things that are happening. Everyone's trying to find a way, not everyone, but many people are still trying to find a way in China to be a part of the cryptocurrency game. At this point, their best bet is to go across the border to like Hong Kong or something like that. Or, I don't know. But I'm excited for this. Once again, there goes that November. Let's see if anything actually ends up happening. As far as the entire November thing and backed and everything else, like launching and talking about that they're going to launch at the end of October or beginning of November. We have about like 75% of people who are extremely bullish. And they think that prices definitely of Bitcoin go over $10,000 in November, or rather leading up to November. And around 25% who think that crypto isn't going to move until the end of 2019. Not too sure how I feel about that second prediction, but let's hope that BTCC has a bit of an influence on the market when they do officially end up launching. TRON is in the news. I'm going to swing through this, and I'm pretty sure you'll get it. On the 15th of October, a trusted cryptocurrency source in China reported that the partnership TRON secured with Baidu was not really a partnership. CN Ledger reported that according to local publications, TRON acquired the services of Baidu to launch, build, operate, and debug blockchain-based products on Baidu Cloud. For those who do not know what Baidu is the Chinese version of Google. Think about them that way. If you type in like Baidu, even on Google or any search engine, you will actually, the page looks exactly like Google. Like it has a little like search bar and everything. And if you actually go to their website and kind of translate through it, they are pretty much like they're trying to be like this huge conglomerate company. And yeah, that's pretty much the gist of what Baidu is. And the interesting part is that Justin Sun, the creator of TRON, mentioned that they had entered into a partnership. He wrote on his Twitter, entered into a partnership with a company worth tens of billions of dollars. We'll reveal next week who the company is. We found out that it was Baidu. It says the partnership between Baidu and TRON is basically about TRON buying cloud computing resources from Baidu. The two parties have made no contact at the blockchain business level. This is according to O Daily. Recently, Baidu Cloud and TRON have reached cooperation in the field of basic cloud business. TRON will build, operate, and debug blockchain products based on Baidu Cloud in order to ensure compatibility and optimize development experience, end quote. TRON is a client of Baidu Cloud that compensates the China-based internet conglomerate to utilize its cloud computing infrastructure. Hence, it is not appropriate for TRON to claim that it has secured a formal partnership with Baidu. For instance, Icon, South Korea's most valuable blockchain project, signed an MOU, a Memorandum of Understanding, with Line, the biggest messaging app in Japan, to develop blockchain apps and integrate decentralized systems for the Japanese conglomerate. Such a relationship is considered a partnership because both parties benefit from it. Ari Paul, the co-founder of Block Tower and a prominent cryptocurrency investor, wrote, "Assuming the below is accurate, this deserves to be called out as a misleading marketing. If I buy a computer with Microsoft installed, I should not claim to have partnered with Microsoft without clarifying the limited nature of the partnership." Sorry about that. I think my computer, you guys know my computer's horrible. What this comes down to is myself personally, this is my own opinion on what I believe and how I am currently living my crypto life. I am probably just about done with Tron. I don't know how the rest of you feel about it. I told you guys last week as well, when we had speculation roaming around as to who the multi-billion-dollar company was. I said, don't get your hopes up, because Tron has done stuff like this before. And I said, if the partnership was actually real, the price of Tron was going to completely explode. As partnering, that's like Litecoin partnering with Google, and Google like putting out a formal statement saying, oh my gosh, like, we love Litecoin, we're going to use their blockchain, we're going to use their coin, we will accept Litecoin as a payment, no other coin but Litecoin. Everyone would have completely lost their mind. Tron has a very interesting history that I think more people should look into. I tried to give Tron a chance. I really did. You may have noticed the last like 3 weeks I was trying to include them more in the news because there was a lot of, stuff around them, and not even information, like more like hype formation. And I tried to find like the best instances of when they were actually properly in the news and stuff like that. Long story short, every single partnership that they have claimed in the past actually isn't a partnership. Even going back to the very beginning, their white paper completely aside. If you look for it, you will definitely find it. Justin Sun had actually noted that him and Jack Ma were actually in a partnership as well, that they were working together. And he took a lot of photos. If you scroll through his Twitter, you can definitely find all that. I mean, you can even find it on Google or on Baidu if you feel like it, where he was claiming that he was a friend of Jack Ma, and Jack Ma was interested in Tron, and this was going to propel Tron to the next level. And then it turned out not only did he not know Jack Ma personally, he was actually going to Jack Ma's school in China, I believe. And at a certain point, he took a photo with Jack Ma because it was Jack Ma's school. And that photo was circulating around that they knew each other because they were shaking hands in it. And it was because he had graduated. Justin Sun graduated. He had the diploma in his hand. And that was the proof that people needed, that he knew Jack Ma on a personal level. There's also the other thing that he claimed before, that Tron had opened up a new office in San Francisco. People found photos of him inside of a larger room. He had rented out a desk. That was what he was using, a desk and a co-working space. And that is what he claimed, because other people were taking photos of him and putting it on social media. And that was what the new office for Tron was in San Francisco. Like I said, you may feel differently about Tron, as far as like you may still love it or like it or whatever. Unless Tron actually comes out with a proper partnership, I'm probably not going to talk about them again. The entire fiasco that is Tron has been one gigantic hype train. I thought for a while that this would be good, in that I felt like Justin Sun knew how to use social media and knew a way to be able to capture the minds and hearts of younger people, potentially millennials as we're called, to get into the cryptocurrency space. But everything they've said for the project has not been true, like one bit. So like I said, unless we actually do get proper news that they've partnered officially with an actual company, I think I'm more or less done with the Tron hype train. Anyway, let's move on. Quickly to brush over this as well, the Monero team has announced that their Bulletproof blockchain upgrade is about to go live, or it has already gone live. The things that they're incorporating in this upgrade, many people wouldn't even like. understand it. It has to do like with like core infrastructure and stuff like that. So it didn't seem that too important to go over it, or rather in detail to go over it. The point is that Monero is kind of like a golden child, if you will, in the cryptocurrency space right now. A lot of people are placing their bets on if it's going to be Monero, Dash, or Zcash, as they are the most expensive privacy coins that we have right now. If one of these three is going to be the market leader. I can't remember which coin. Charlie Lee came out and said that he likes one. I think it was Monero. I think he likes Monero. I think Edward Snowden likes Zcash, if I'm not mistaken, or something like that. Like everyone has their favorite privacy coin or something like that. But yeah, so the update is out or coming out very relatively soon. Monero is not often in the news, so I thought I'd at least touch on them a tiny bit to let people know that they're definitely still active. They're definitely still active. Just a matter of we don't hear too much about them. But I mean, with the privacy coin, I don't expect that we'd have an avalanche of news from them like every single day. That's at least how I feel about it. Next up. Okay, so the United States Securities and Exchange Commission, or the SEC, is launching a new division with the goal of making it simpler for fintech startups, including those launching ICOs, to navigate the legal implications of their products. That sounds ominous. Announced on Thursday, the Strategic Hub for Innovation and Financial Technology, or FinHub, will act as a central point for the securities regulator to interact with entrepreneurs and developers in the financial technology world, in particular with groups focused on distributed ledger technology, automated investment advice, digital marketing financing, and artificial intelligence. As envisioned, FinHub will both publicize information produced by the SEC, as well as let innovators ask questions or clarify regulations. The new division will also collaborate with other regulators, both domestic and international, on work that involves emerging technologies. Additionally, FinHub will host a FinTech forum focused specifically on distributed ledger technology and digital assets next year. FinHub will be run by the SEC senior advisors for digital assets and innovation, Valerie Panic, and be staffed by SEC officials who have previously worked on fintech-related issues, according to the agency. Valerie said, who is also the associate director in the SEC's Division of Corporate Finance, said in a statement, SEC staff across the agency have been engaged for some time in efforts to understand emerging technologies, communicate the agency's stance on new issues, and facilitate beneficial innovations in the securities industry, end quote. Good that they're doing this. I don't think things like this are necessary. I think regulating ICOs in some way is necessary. I want to see exactly how far this is going to go. I wonder if this is actually going to help the community, or if this is just another ploy to be able to try and think that they can control the cryptocurrency space. I wonder exactly what the arguments would be if we didn't have ICOs, because the entire thing right now that the SEC seems to be mostly concerned about is what's an ICO or what's a security. I think ICOs have been a huge gateway for regulators to kind of walk through to say that they see something wrong with the cryptocurrency space, and therefore they have the right to be able to jump in and regulate as they see fit. I mean, good that the SEC is slowly moving forward with what they feel that they need to do, but I still feel like they should have moved a lot further. But that's also my own personal opinion on how I feel about the entire fiasco that regulating cryptocurrencies has been over the last, it's been about 10 to 12 months by now. Anyway, let's move on. Without going over this into great detail, Alibabacoin Foundation and China's Alibaba Holding Group are having a dispute over trademark license in the Manhattan court of the US of A. Alibabacoin Foundation CEO Jason Daniel Paul Phillip stated that Alibabacoin Foundation offered a settlement to Alibaba Group Holdings a month ago. In response, while looking at the ongoing settlement negotiation, Alibaba Group stated that they are excited to acquire the Dubai-based startup. Alibaba Group has the largest online shopping mall in the world. For those who do not know what Alibaba is, They are like Amazon and eBay on steroids. They're like the largest thing in the entire world right now. Every time they're mentioned in the news, like people go completely insane because they're seen as like potentially one of the world's most profitable company, organizations, whatever you kind of want to call it. What ended up happening is that something called the Alibabacoin Foundation, from what I've heard from past arguments and the news from many moons ago, is that someone created something called the Alibabacoin, which has no affiliation with the company Alibaba. They're obviously not happy that someone is using their name on top of a cryptocurrency. And I think Alibaba tried to sue Alibabacoin Foundation. This is why they said they offered a settlement. Watch out for this, and I don't mean like watch out for the price or what. There's a lot of hype, and I don't understand why, floating around this, that people think that simply because of the Alibaba name in the coin, that it actually has at the moment nothing to do with the Alibaba company, that the value of the coin is going to go up simply because, once again, it has the name. Be wary of things like that, especially because they don't. I mean, I'm sure you get it, but there are a lot of people who are creating coins based off of companies. I think 3 or 4 of them got stopped at the beginning of the year. A lot of people are trying to do this and then claim on their websites or some other place, not to say that this company in particular did that, but they're creating these things, talking about that they're partnered with them, and they're not actually partnered with them. People buy into the coin. Lo and behold, they're not actually anything, and then the coin's value ends up going down. So remain vigilant with where you're putting your money, because I think a lot of people, not this company in particular, but people are trying to figure out ways to change their name or to add a different name to be able to make money off the cryptocurrency space. There was something a couple of months ago as well. There were rumors that a company was trying to create something called Ripple Coin. I'm pretty sure you figured out why. And then lo and behold, Ripple is actually a company. And I think they were talking about suing them, and then the entire project went away. But this has happened for multiple coins. There was also something like 2-3 years ago. Someone tried to create a Kanye West coin. It was called Coinye. And I think a day before it was going to launch, Kanye West talked about that he was going to sue them. And yeah, it was a whole big fiasco. So anyway, this is what's been going on. Just like I said, watch out. Make sure that a coin that you're actually investing in is actually working with the company before anything else. And on last thing is pretty much crypto markets are not doing great at the moment. Everything is still relatively moving sideways down. Hasn't been too much excitement in the markets this entire week. We have boost up for some reason, and then eventually, whatever the case might be, a lot of the market is sitting in the red, but thank goodness. I mean, it's a lot better than having like negative 15%. I think that'd be a bit more detrimental. But the market is, I think the market's tired. I think everyone is, there was also news, when was it? It had to be about a day or two ago about investors were worried because Bitcoin's volume hasn't been this low in I think like years or something like that. Like the amount of volume that Bitcoin has right now is troubling because no one's really touching the market. Everyone's waiting for some significant, spectacular moment to kind of take place. That's not taking place. And people are losing interest a tiny bit more and more every single day. And yeah, that's just kind of where we are. Not to end it on a bad note, did not mean to do that, but I mean, it's more realistic than anything. Hope you all are having a great day, morning, afternoon, and or evening. Thank you once again for watching and or listening. And yeah, thank you, and I'll talk to you all soon. See you.